Hello guys, Paul here again, and one more video. This will be the unboxing or unpacking video. This video will be all about safety lights. I have a full review of the shred lights on my channel. I will leave the link below in the description if you would like to take a look. This is an awesome product. That's what you see in the front of you right now. That's the shred light, and rubberized kind of light like this. There's a clip that comes with it. You kind of pull it on the clip because it's rubber. Well, take a look at the video of the shred lights. I'm not going to waste my time on during this video on the shred lights. Surprisingly, these lights were only £40 compared to £80 plus delivery on the shred lights. 40 quid for this core wheel light did cover the delivery as well. So for £40, that's what you get. It's a bag like this. So let's go through the bag and see what's in there. So guys, in the bag you get two front lights individually packaged. You get two rear lights individually packaged. You get the hardware to fix the lights, and also you get some brackets. And sorry, forgot to mention, you do get a charging cable, USB to the light charging cable as well. So a bit of a closer look. So these are your front lights and these are your rear lights. You get the brackets. One side is the hole big enough to fit over the bolts that hold the trucks onto your deck, and the other side is the hole of where you fix the light itself, just like that. The one thing I couldn't understand is that you get these bolts, but they actually are too long to go through the bracket and into the light. They are too long, so they won't actually fix the light, because as you can see now the screw did bottom out. We still got the space, so I'm not quite sure how they thought we're gonna make it work. So they probably forgot to send me these short screws that were just enough to pin this down to the bracket, but it's not a problem. I'm quite handy with tools, so I'm gonna cut this down. Or what else you can do is actually use the nuts provided. So you can put the nuts on the bolt, then you can screw this bolt into the bracket and then adjust the nut just like that to adjust the length. It's up to you. So let's compare this to the shred lights. So guys, the shred light, rubberized, quite long like this. That's the front light, and in my right hand side, this one here, that's the light from core wheel. So it's much shorter, twice shorter. The lens is pretty much the same size, and it's round. It looks like an egg, well, a little bit. Okay, so that's a comparison side by side. Shred light, core wheel light. The way you turn on the shred light is by pressing the rubberized button here. That turns the light on, then dims it and sets the strobe, then you turn it off. So the cool idea about the core wheel that I do like a lot is that you don't have to actually get anywhere under the trucks to reach the button as you do have on the shred light. You literally just press on the face of the light. You press it down and the light turns on. That's quite cool, isn't it? Then what you do is, if you want to change the setting on it, you press it on it just once and that dims it down. Then you press it again and it strobes, and then you press it again and it does that weird strobe, like really annoying strobe. So when you're riding, people around you definitely can see you going along. I quite like this because it's quite easy to turn them on and off. You just press on the glass and it's off. That's cool. I like that a lot. Very easy accessible. So what they reckon, the company reckons that on a strobe mode you get up to 6 hours of continuous strobing, which is actually quite nice. I like that. So guys, in the front of you is one of the headlights just on, one headlight strobing, one rear light just on, and one rear light just strobing. You can also change the setting, as I described before, for just continuous, lower beam, and a different strobe. So you can be strobing either like this or like that, really annoyingly, and that's pretty much it. So let's take a look how to charge these lights. So what you see in front of you is my Flex carbon e-board with shred lights installed. So the way you charge these is you have to turn the board upside down so you can see where the lights are. You pull on the light forward, then backwards, you release the light, and then what you do is you take the charging cable, you plug it at the back and obviously into a USB, and that's how you charge them. The cool thing about the shred light, they send you a lead that is a twin lead. So you got one USB and a twin lead, so you can charge 2 lights at the same time. So I'm lucky, I've got that from the kit that the shred light sent me, which is great. Well, I bought it and they sent me. So that's that. So that's the shred light. So how do you charge this 40 pounds cool wheel ride? So guys, what you see in front of you now is my mini e-board. I'm trying to make this board a monster. Just watch my other videos, you'll see what I'm talking about. And I've got one single headlight installed on it. So imagine the light is on, and it's quite easy to turn it on, and all of a sudden run out of battery, you're home. So what you do is a bit different from the shred lights. What you do is you just unscrew the light. So the light itself comes off, and the bracket that you have fixed to your board was like a cup that is actually this part right here, stays on the board. So what you do have is a light that actually unscrews, and at the back you got the charging port. So you take that away, you charge it, when you're ready you just screw it back in. It does have a rubber gasket here, and it does say that these are waterproof. Well, I wouldn't fully submerge these into water obviously, but if they are splash proof, that is fine by me. Because if to be completely honest, the shred light, and let me just get the shred light quickly. The shred light, if you look at it, does have the rubber casing, that's awesome. But the charging port is fully exposed. Even though it's fixed like this underneath your board, any water that will get in here will actually go in. And also, if you peel the rubber back, it's not fully sealed. You can peel it back, and what you see inside is all the electronics. It's actually quite easy to pull the whole internal light out of the rubber casing, and whatever water gets here will go underneath the sheath and will reach the battery. I'm going to show you how this light looks like inside in a second. So as promised, that's the shred light, and if you pull the rubber casing off it, which is not glued in or anything like that, it's just like a sleeve, everything that is inside, all the electronics and the battery, the charging port, the lens, are completely exposed. And the way it works, you just literally just push everything back into the rubber case, just like that, and that's it. And they call this waterproof. Well, I wouldn't say it's waterproof, especially with the rubber not being sealed. Any water that will get here on the lens will eventually get inside the electronics, and the light will stop working. Well, like this one did. On the cool wheel, what I do like about the light itself is actually, well, stated being a water sealed unit. It does have a rubber gasket, like I mentioned before, and it does screw on the clip or the back of the light, this case here, that actually stays fixed to the board. So let's do some comparison on the brightness between the cool wheel, the 40-pound kit, and the 80-pound kit, which are the shred lights. So guys, just playing around with the brackets that are provided, it seems that you can install the lights different ways, either much closer to the trucks or a bit further out, protruding at the edge of the board. I think what I will do is I will install the rear lights tucked away just like this one, so when I do lift the board up on its edge, you don't actually hit the light on the floor. The front lights I will most likely, let me just show you, going to leave just like this, protruding a little bit, because it does look actually quite cool from the front. They do look like headlights on the car. I'm in my living room. It is quite dark here. On the left hand side there's a flex e-board with the shred lights installed, and on the right hand side you got the mini e-board with the cool wheel 40-pound lights installed. As you can see, the spread of the light on the shred light is much nicer, much more consistent, but it's still quite nice and very bright on the 40-pound set. Let's just take a look. As you can see, they are pretty much the same brightness. As for the headlight, on the right hand side is the cool wheel light. Now you can see it a bit separate from everything else. It's quite bright, but not near as bright as the shred light. The shred light has nice consistent light, and you can actually see what's happening on the road. So it's up to you to decide what light you kind of like, but in general, if you're not using the light to actually see the road but want people to see you on the road, I think both lights are doing quite a good job. Let's turn the strobes on and see how that looks like. So guys, no, it's not a Christmas. Unfortunately, it's not Christmas. Yeah, weather is almost like Christmas time. Nasty and cold. But what you can see in the front of you, again, on the left hand side from you at the moment is a mini board with the cool wheel lights. They are on a strobe mode, the most annoying setting you can get, so people can see you on the road. On the right hand side is a flex e-board with the shred lights on. So here we go. That's the way it's going to look like during the night. One more time. That's the way the drivers will see you. And let's take a look at the rear. It's like a bit of a disco music here. Well, disco lighting actually, no music. And that's from the rear. On the right hand side, the cowl wheel. On the left hand side, the shred lights. The pros and cons of these setups of the lights. I personally believe that the way this 40-pound set, the cool wheel set, is designed to be turned on is very, very comfortable. You just press on the glass and it's on, press on the glass and it's on. If you want to change the setting, you just press it and it just goes through the cycle of the settings, which is very, very nice. When you have to get to the shred light, it's quite complicated, especially at the rear where you are underneath the trucks where the motors are or belts. It's quite hard. Okay, One negative about the bracket of the cool wheel is that when you fix the bracket for the shred light, actually utilizes both screws, the front and the back screw for the truck, so it makes it very steady. At the moment I'm only using a plastic thumb nuts for just a video purpose really, so it's not as tight as you can see, and the bracket shifts. So what I think the cool wheel should have done is a bracket that actually utilizes both the front and back, that will give it nice steadiness so it doesn't turn, as you can see right now. But if you would use a real nut, like a metal nut, it'll be just fine. I really like these lights, they're nice, they're metal, they're aluminium actually, I forgot to mention. They turn on really nicely, they're not as bright, especially the front lights, as the shred lights, but again they are half a price, so it's up to you. Do you want to actually see the road where you're driving on, or do you want others to see you on the road? I think the cool wheel lights do the others see you on the road better. They're very bright, and that strobe weird light is quite cool and very annoying, and you do want to be annoying with the light if you want people to see you. This is the one here I'm talking about, is this one right here. Or you can just switch on constant, a bit less strobe, or one of them. So guys, I really hope you liked the video, and if you did, please, it's not that hard, just hit that button right below which is thumbs up,